Hi there. When I was first introduced to the concept of the broad road several years ago, I must admit I was fascinated by it. What I was fascinated by was the fact that so many people were on that road, and they even had people waiting in line to get on that road. And it seemed like a lot of the people on that road had a lot of power, prestige. People were willing to listen to them because they had such a loud voice. They were in dead center rather than on the outside looking in. Many of them on that road seemed to believe similarly to others on that road, celebrated some of the same holidays as others on that road. Many of them were invited to some of the best parties and family reunions and other special events. And they just seemed to have it made. That's what I thought about the broad road several years ago. When I think about the broad road today, I refer to it as the matrix. People in the matrix stake their lives and their allegiance on that matrix. And they believe the way they believe because the matrix says that's the way they should believe. So they do. Or they believe the way they do because someone from within the family, centuries and centuries before, believed that way. And so that belief system was passed on from generation to generation. They're not willing to think outside of the box. And in that matrix, they're not willing to do diligent research to find out if what is presented to them is actually the truth. That's the matrix. And so they'll fuss, they'll argue, they'll fight with anybody, no matter who it is, that is opposed to what they believe. By contrast, those on the narrow way are few in number. They're on the outside looking in. They're not invited to the parties that are going on. And their voice is loud, but people are not willing to listen. And they think outside of the box. And they do diligent research when they're on that narrow way. And they don't take things at face value. But a lot of times, those on the narrow road seem to be like a tiny little fish in this huge ocean trying to swim rather than sink. And so a lot of times they are accused of being a troublemaker. They're accused of being a conspiracy theorist. Different. And that is how it is with those on that narrow way. So if I were to compare the two roads, the road of someone that's in the matrix and someone that is on that narrow road, it seems like those in the matrix have an advantage. And they have the glitz and glamour attached to it. By contrast, the narrow road, few and far between, are those that are willing to listen. But if I were to choose, if I were asked to, which road I would choose to be on, would it be the matrix road or the narrow road? I would choose the narrow road, hands down. What I like about the narrow road is those that are on it, they will stand firm to what they believe in no matter what, even though they are small in number. And they stay on that road, constantly preaching. Even if no one is listening, they're preaching the message. And I really admire and respect that. So I would choose that road, hands down. And after choosing the narrow road, I would stay on that road until the very end. And that's all I have to say about it. This is Proud Melanated Queen saying goodbye.